Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a video I filmed 3 years ago, maybe almost 4 years ago now, called 5-Star Predictions. So in that video, I came up with a list of books that I thought I would give 5 stars once I read them. I just knew that I would give them 5 stars. I have read quite a few of the books that were on that list, and I decided I should definitely film a follow-up. So the first book on that list was Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesa Zappia. I loved this book. It was an automatic 5 stars. Eliza and Her Monsters follows the story of a girl who has social anxiety, and she is the creator of a very famous webcomic, but she's anonymous, so people don't know that it's her. And I felt like I really related to that book. I would say through late high school and all through my undergrad bachelor's, I had severe social anxiety. I am in a much better place now. I've been in therapy for many years, but I just resonated with this story so much, and I felt everything that Eliza went through. I couldn't imagine being outed in the way that she was, not like the LGBTQ way, but like the way that people found out that it was her writing these comics and how crazy it got. But yeah, I loved it. I don't think there's anything else for me to say other than that. And I chose it for my graduation project on mental health and YA literature. I just think it was a great representation of social anxiety, which you don't often see. And I loved it. The next book that I have is Trapeze by Leigh Ansell. So this story follows Corey, who is part of a traveling circus. She's 17, and she has been a part of this traveling circus for as long as she can remember. But one night during the circus's tour, the circus tent burns down and people are injured and they lose everything. And so Corey, being 17, is forced to go and live with a mother that she's never known and resume what would be a normal teenage life outside of the circus. I thought this book had some very strong points. I found myself really gravitating toward Corey, as well as her love story and the messiness of that. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I love the concept of the story. I just don't think it had enough time to play out. It looks small to me, but it's actually over 300 pages. But I just don't think all of the plot points were fully fleshed. I really love the overall theme. It just didn't hit that 5-star mark for me. The next book that I have is Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins. So this book was recommended as if you're a fan of Red, White, and Royal Blue, you'll like this book as well. And I am obsessed with Red, White, and Royal Blue. I gift it to everyone I've ever known who reads, and I will continue to do so. So this story follows Daisy, whose sister ends up engaged to a prince. And so Daisy's kind of wild lifestyle has to be toned down. She ends up moving into the castle and kind of assuming into this royal life that she had never been a part of. Again, I think it was one of those stories that just didn't quite flesh out in the way that I hoped it would. I didn't love the characters, and I think I had too high of expectations going in. It was a solid 3.5 star read, and I still want to read the standalone Her Royal Highness. I have it on my shelf still, but Prince Charming just didn't hit that 5-star mark for me. I feel like this video is starting to be a little bit of a downer. I promise it is gonna pick up. And to pick it up, we have This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. So this story follows the story of Kate and August. So Kate is a full human, and there is a war against monsters. So Kate's father is kind of like the leader of this war, and he is ruthless and heartless and does what has to be done to take care of the monsters who are plaguing their society. And then we have August. August is one of the 3 most powerful monsters, but he doesn't want to be. So when he plays a song, he can steal someone's soul, and he refuses to do so. He just wants to be human and go to school and live a normal human life that is not afforded to him. And so he ends up infiltrating the human school and meets Kate. And as you can imagine, things kind of go sideways as August and Kate are falling in love. Kate doesn't know that August is a monster. August doesn't know that Kate's father is the lead of the war, but all things come to a head, obviously. And I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I read it during, I can't remember if it was during the reading rush in 2019, but I did read it in 2019 and I loved it. I definitely do need to reread it before I pick up the sequel, Our Dark Duet, but that is something that I want to do because it was so good. And so 10 out of 10 would recommend. Next book I have is Dodie, Secrets for the Mad. I think the problem that I had is I thought this was a poetry book or a book written in verse when I first went in, and it is not. So random page I flipped to, it is Dodie's stories. So stories that Dodie wants to tell, stories of things she has been through, and I just wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I thought it was a poetry book. I think I heard that somewhere, honestly, but I cannot guarantee 100% why I thought it was a poetry book. However, it just didn't hit the mark for me. There were some topics in here I wish there had been a trigger warning for because I was not in the right headspace to read some of this. I powered through, but that is not something I would recommend. I think maybe that kind of just soured having the wrong expectation and then having some things in here that I wish had had a trigger warning. Overall, the book just didn't hit the way I wanted it to. I still gave it 3 stars. It's a very interesting read about Dodie herself and things that she's been through. And I love Dodie. I love all of her music, and I just wish I had loved this book a little bit more. The final book that I have is Masquerade by Cyrus Parker. So Cyrus Parker is a poet. Their partner, Amanda Lovelace, is also a poet. And when Cyrus Parker released his debut, Dropkick Romance, I loved it. I don't know if this one hit the same as Dropkick Romance for me. So like right here on the front page, which very grateful for the trigger warning, is alcohol use, death, gender dysphoria, harassment, intimate partner abuse, and potentially more. And those were just not topics that I personally could relate to. This is a very personal review. I think the poetry was well written. I just don't think it hit the same for me as Dropkick Romance. I will still read anything Cyrus Parker releases, and I think that they're a great poet. I ended up giving it, I think, 3.5 or 4 stars. I really enjoyed the poetry in here that I read. It just didn't resonate with me. So those are all of the books I have read from that 5-star prediction video. I will be making a new 5-star prediction video with some unread books on my shelf that I think I'm going to love. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.